speakers on the website, and right now live video on the Facebook page, and it is brilliant to have you with us tonight. And on the way before 9, well, we'll review the weekend's action from across Pembrokeshire in the local rugby. Narberth looking control of the Division 1 West title race. There was heartbreak for Milford Haven, defeat for Whitland, and wins for Haverfordwest, Pembs Dock and Neyland for us to look at. And we'll have the latest news from the Pembrokeshire Football League and preview Haverfordwest County's Friday night trip to Aberystwyth. Our guest in part 2 will be Milford United's Andrew Burgoyne. He will be telling us why the club are in need of some support following a fire in the clubhouse last week, which has done some significant damage, and we'll look at on-the-field matters there as well. We will do our annual Six Nations predictions and talk about amazing test match wins for England and the West Indies over the weekend. That is all on the way. In the studio in Haverfordwest, one man who's not going to be standing down at the end of the season. Gordon Thomas, how are you?
I'm very good, Ben. I had a good weekend, actually. I've seen a little bit of football and rugby. Ironically, I was down Marble Hall watching Milford United play with Bergs is a big noise down there, and we'll look forward to talking to him in the second part. And I popped in Neyland as well, where there was a bit of rugby and football.
Okay, and let us know your Six Nations predictions. I think we'll get to those in part 3. How are Wales going to do? Is the first match of the competition on Friday a Grand Slam decider, which is France against Ireland? Give us your thoughts. Part 3, we'll get to those. I think, Tom, you were the prediction king last time around, weren't you?
I'm gonna take that.
I think you were.
Who did I go for in the end? The winner, obviously.
I've got a feeling you've tipped the winners quite well in the history of this show. We'll have to look back on the minutes, but yeah. we'll see how we go. Sit on it for now. Any comments ahead of the Six Nations, do let us know. Let's talk about local rugby first up, shall we, Gordon? And in the first hour of the show, we heard from the Narberth head coach, Llangwm. He was talking to Kim Thomas. A win for Narberth. They had to work hard for it, though, didn't they, against Brecon? But they are going well. Yeah,
Dale McIntosh, who's a really well-known former rugby player at Pontypridd, is coaching them, and I believe his 2 sons are playing. So it was quite a physical encounter. Narberth were up to it. I know they fell behind for a little way, but they came back and finished strongly, and they pipped them at the post, which is quite important in the race for the title, because they're the nearest rivals, to be honest with you, Ben. So that was an excellent result for the Otters.
Yeah, it was 19-15 home to Brecon, and I'd always like hearing from Liam Gadd. He was talking to KT earlier, and he speaks well, doesn't he? And seems to have got things really well set up. And it'd be hard to go against the Otters now to win that title, would you say?
Well, it's put them in a prime position, to be honest with you. It's where they wanted to be at this time of the season. It's not all over. They know that. There's still, you can't get too complacent at that level, or any level, to be honest with you. But they're certainly in a good position. And I think Richard Stagg-Jones is behind the scenes, and he's a very experienced coach, former Narberth and Whitland player. And he actually has coached at international level, at schoolboy level, so he will help them a lot during the running, because he knows what it's all about.
Yeah, what's really impressive is that they've you'd think, looking at the results, that they just breezed the whole thing, but they've actually had to come back and they're grinding out these results and turn them over when you think it's all against them.
Yeah, it's a competitive league, Tom. And no one's just going to hand you a win like that. They've had to work for it, but they've done brilliantly. And fingers crossed, they'll go the whole season and win the title. That would be a real coup for Gadd and the boys there. Fair play.
Yeah, we should mention in that division as well, we should mention Crimmock, who we say every week are really fighting hard in that division. But how about this, that when they played Ammanford earlier on in the season, they were beaten 27-25, and you think, well, it couldn't have got any closer. Well, it did on Saturday, because this time Crimmock were beaten by a point, 25-24. That's heartbreaking, isn't it?
It is heartbreaking, but I've said it before on this programme, Crimmock have done well to play in the championship, and they give anybody a game in that division, and that's token to them. To be fair, they are a good side. They work hard for each other, and Llangwm Vittel and the boys, they keep their heads up. They'll get a few more results as the season goes on. They're not going to be relegated, that's for sure.
Have you two ever had games as close as that, though? And you come off the pitch having played 80 minutes and you're just analysing every single moment. Where could we have got that extra point or that extra couple of points?
Yeah.
It's fine margins, isn't it?
It's better to be that way than having hiding or winning by 40 points. Do you know what I mean? It's far better to watch a game that's so close as well. There's something on it. So fair play to Narberth. They're doing very well. In Division 1, there was just a point separating against, was it Vellinvole they were playing, or Hendy?
It was Whitland against Hendy, wasn't it? Yeah, I was going to say, it was
they lost by a point. So,
they did, 22-21. It was an afternoon of close games, wasn't it?
Yeah, but apparently in that game, there were no scrummages. Whitland's props were injured, so it was uncontested scrum. So I don't think Hendy were very pleased about that, to be honest with you. But Whitland nearly turned them over. But they've had a very difficult season, Whitland, and hopefully they can finish the season strongly to try and get out of that bottom tier which they're currently in. It's going to be difficult, but the Borderers, they'll certainly give it their best shot.
Okay, just one more that we'll call out as well. And Gordon, you can tell us about where you were at the weekend too. But Tenby United, we've covered a bit on this show as well. And they beat Carmarthen Athletic 23-17. That was a useful win.
Yeah, the Seasiders, that's an excellent win. Carmarthen Athletic are a useful team, and to get any win against them is good. Home advantage is a big thing at Haywood Lane, but you still got to, produce the goods on the day. And I'm delighted for Tenby to have won that one. Yeah, definitely, Ben.
Okay, pembrokeshiresport.co.uk. Really good coverage, as always, of the weekend's rugby. You can read full match reports there.
Coverage, man. It's best coverage.
It is. It's brilliant coverage and great photos and excellent match reports. And there were so many narrow victories, weren't there? Did you catch any rugby, Gordon, over the weekend?
Actually, I did. I popped to Neyland, where there was Neyland were playing Tenby in football. And that was an interesting game as I got there. One of the Neyland players got sent off, and they were down to 10 men and had 78 minutes to play. So
hard.
Obviously, it was hard, and Tenby did get on top then. And Fraser Finley had an excellent game for Tenby. He assisted with 3 of the goals and scored 2 himself. So he was involved in all 5 goals. So Fraser, fair play. You had a good game on Saturday, mate.
Yeah.
And then I popped over to see a bit of the rugby, and it was Pembroke versus Neyland. And Pembroke, they're not getting the results they were hoping to by dropping down 2 divisions to try and ease their worries. Neyland, fair play. They played really well. I mean, we had the guy on the show, cricket. He had a century in the summer. George Evans.
Yes.
George Evans, he played fly-off on Saturday. He had a cracking first try. There was a break from their own half, and he supported and received a scoring pass and went in for the opening try. But they won quite comfortable. I think you might have the score. Was it?
Yeah, 27-17.
Yeah, 27-17. Pembroke got a very, very big pack, but Neyland, they worked hard and they thoroughly deserved their victory on the day. You couldn't take it away from them. But Pembroke have got to try and sort out their problems, because it's not very good at Crickmarin at this moment in time. Not that I have to tell them that.
No, indeed, they'll be looking to turn it around. Just going back to the football, I'll give you the results, and you can pick out some of the highlights, because Goodwick United top the table. Rhys Jones at the double, they beat Carew 2-0. Clarbeston Road 3, Moncton 2, Kilgetty 1, Hakin 4, Penner Robbins 1, Fishguard 1, Neyland 0, Tenby 5, as Gordon said. And we'll be talking to Andrew Burgoyne from Milford United. They were 3-2 winners over Merlin's Bridge. So Goodwick stay top, Gordon. And with the game in hand, look well placed, don't they?
I mean, Carew are third from bottom. They're not a team who are playing like third from bottom, but they've had a couple of unlucky results, to say the least. Losing to Merlin's Bridge last week. This week they came up against the champions, and Rhys Jones is probably one of the best midfielders in Pembrokeshire at this moment in time, and he has a habit of scoring from free kicks, direct free kicks. His second goal was a direct free kick. The first one was a penalty. He's a bit of a dead ball specialist. He was a penalty. He was taken down by James Harris, the Carew keeper, and he scored that. No further goals in the second half. I believe it was quite heavy, but Goodwick didn't have any further scares either. Carew didn't really press them and put them under enough pressure on the day. So Goodwick are looking quite comfortable at the moment, even though Hakin, they won 4-1 down 4-1. And they had quite a changed team, to be honest with you, as well. But they'll be disappointed that they will lose Liam Luby for 3 games now. He got sent off as well. So, that might have a bearing on Hakin as well. They need to keep everybody fit, healthy, and get their strongest sides out to make sure that they win their remaining games. And they got to rely on, obviously, Goodwick slipping up, which is going to be a difficult thing at this moment.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, heading into February as well. Then, so we'll keep an eye on that. And of course, in the Cymru Premier League, we're back underway for Phase 2 this weekend. Haverfordwest County go to Aberystwyth on Friday night, 8:00 kickoff. We think in the Bluebird squad will be new signing Corey Shepherd, who we know very well. Tom, we remember when he scored that winning penalty that took the Bluebirds into Europe, and said how much it meant to him in the video interview afterwards. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. And he wasn't there to taste the reward of it.
No, I felt sorry for him at the time. I know obviously it was his decision to leave, but he played such a key part, Gordon. He was such a character, wasn't he, in that Haverfordwest team that made it through to Europe. This is a good signing, I think. Well,
he's experienced, and he's played at this level for quite a few seasons now, even though he did have a few injuries last season. But when the business end of the season came, Corey Shepherd was there, and he was leading, in midfield. He's a strong character, a good player. His distribution of the ball is excellent. It's somebody that we do need now at this moment in time, and it's deja vu. He knows what it's all about, and Haverfordwest knows what it's all about. They've got to go to Aberystwyth and get a positive result this time around, and I'll say it on here, they've got to start off with a W, and Tony Pennock will definitely be vying for that.
Yeah, I think you're right, because if they could get that win, it would be a really good start to Phase 2. And you just never know, do you? They had such a strong finish last time around. Had a bit of a break now. Always is the pause in between Phase 1 and Phase 2 starting. But going there would just set things up and just get that bit of momentum, because it was momentum that carried them through, really, 100%, wasn't it, last season?
100%. Even in the penalty shootouts, they had the momentum. They felt confident they were going to win it. I hope they do go out with a bit more intent, as in attacking, instead of sitting back and waiting for the counter. I hope Haverfordwest take the initiative and go at Aberystwyth from the start and get a few goals. We've certainly got the players there to do it.
And I think that's exactly what Shepherd's going to bring. He's a box-to-box midfielder. He'll track back, he'll take it, he'll bring it forward, he'll pass it off. And
as you said to me off here, Tom, Kai Whitmore as well, similar type of players. They should bounce off each other.
I'm excited to watch that. That's going to be brilliant.
I think it's a great acquisition. Absolutely right. So good luck to the Bluebirds. Friday night, that's 8:00 kickoff, and then they're back at home the following Friday as well. Plenty of Friday night football in February for Tony Pennock's side. We're going to stick with local football in just a few moments. I should mention as well, we had that bombshell news, didn't we, on Friday? And Tom, I think you're a Liverpool fan, aren't you?
I am.
Yeah. How did you feel about Jurgen Klopp standing down?
You know that empty feeling in the pit of your stomach, and you think, I'm not ready. It was that feeling more than anything else, because they literally just qualified for the final of the Carabao Cup, and then 24 hours later, it was like, I'm going to take that cup and go home.
And didn't I read today, Van Dijk has now come up and said, I don't think I can hang around if Klopp isn't there.
He has said that. He has
Is it all falling apart at Anfield while they're top of the Premier League? Who would have thought?
I don't want to upset Tom too much, but Mo Salah to Saudi Arabia, could that happen in the summer?
It could well happen. I think it's more likely than not, particularly now.
Yeah. I wonder who takes over.
I can't see Liverpool playing in the Championship next season, mind, can you?
No, I think they'll be okay. I think they'll stay up. But I think they might win the league, to be honest with you. Who's going to take over? Any names, Tom?
Alonso, I think.
Yeah,
Strong favourite, isn't he, at the
He's the
moment?
strong favourite.
Stevie Gerrard's been mentioned as well.
He
but
has. He's not made it yet.
he has a habit of slipping up, mind, doesn't he?
Wayne Rooney's available as well.
Yeah,
I knew that.
yeah.
Could you imagine the boy in the
Well, he is a scouser, to be fair, isn't he?
He is.
All I would say, Tom, is hands off Big Ange, I think, because I've read that he's a Liverpool fan, you know.
Is he?
Growing up as a Liverpool fan, yeah, so stranger things have happened. Anyone wants to suggest any names for the Liverpool job, you can do so in the comments. Gordon, were you nervous at 2-2 yesterday? When Newport County get a shot?
I thoroughly enjoyed that game, mate. I really did. Proper cup football, isn't it? Let's be fair. And the young lad who scored, Will Evans, he was playing for Ballor only 2 seasons ago.
Yeah. Farming background, as Gary Lineker told us.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a place where a lot of sides have slipped up. And I can name but a few. Spurs were a side that went there and lost in the cup. You don't remember that, Ben, do you?
I think, didn't we win on pens?
Leicester went there.
I think we went. I think we.
Yeah.
No, I think we.
You just.
I think we drew and won the replay. Actually.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
Sure?
I think we drew 1-1 in a really late equaliser.
Maidstone winning that.
How good! I mean, we're going to have to take a moment because we've got someone waiting to talk to us. But that was brilliant, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. I think, and you can't beat the FA Cup for that.
No, you can't.
I thought the Maidstone manager Ella Kobe just spoke so well.
So
after the
excited
game.
as well, wasn't he? You know, he was there with the crowd, geeing him up before the game. He was up for it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure we're going to get an upset. I think Stephen Price in the comments just said it's Blackburn 3, Wrexham 1.
Dear.
Yeah, because there we go. Because Wrexham have some history as well. I remember them beating Arsenal. Do you remember that 1990, 91 season? Mickey Thomas free kick. Yeah. And I just wondered actually tonight whether Wrexham could cause an upset, but no, a bit of work to do there, I would say.
Yeah, a bit of work to do there. Yeah.
Right, we're going to have to take a moment. We've got plenty more to talk about. We'll do the Six Nations. We'll talk about England's win in the cricket as well.
Oh, what a win that was, Ben.
Oh, unbelievable. Any names for the Liverpool job I'd be interested to hear. But next we will chat to our guest tonight, who's Andrew Burgoyne from Milford United. He'll be with us on the show in just a few moments. It's Monday night. Good to be with you on Pure West Sport.
Pure West Sport Show, sponsored